Okay, here's the new one. I've got the bolt in the back ready to go in. I've got the new sensor in, because if I took that new O-ring off of this one and put it on the old one, if you see the old one, it's kind of squared off. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think you can see that. But the O-ring is supposed to be a round O-ring, not a square O-ring. And this old one was flattened out. So I knew if I took this one off, it was going to stretch it, and I don't want to stretch it to put it on this old one. So I just put the new one in with the new O-ring as well. And again, be real careful with these tabs right here that they don't break off. That's going to go in here. That's the old mating surface. So I'm going to clean that up. I'll probably use some sandpaper, a scraper first, get all the big stuff off. I might put a paper towel or something in there so nothing falls in. Then I'll do the scraping. Then I'll do the sanding, blow everything off. Then I'll take the paper towel out, just so nothing gets inside of there. Also, I've got a piece of JB Weld that failed, because I had to do this a couple of times before I got that JB Weld on there, and there's some pieces back there, so I'm going to clean that out too. And you can see it's kind of rusted back there, so I'll probably get the hose back in there too to clean that stuff off. Block that so you don't get any water in there, okay? And block that so you don't get any water in there either. Anything else you might want to block off is your fuse box, but that's way in the corner over there, so I don't think I'll be power washing it. I'm just going to spray it down a little with some water just to make sure that all the big stuff is out of there, like this right here. Trash. Now let me show you what I did with that. This is the patch that I did on it. I mean, you can see that it was still leaking right there. I couldn't see because this was in the back as I was working, and I couldn't see what I was doing, but I got it to where it was on a half-hour trip it would only leak like a quart versus a gallon that it was doing before. So it helped it some, but it was just a temporary fix. So I'm getting to a permanent fix right there with that. So we'll see in a little bit. Okay, there's my finished product. Lower thermostat housing is getting ready to go on. One more thing that I did was that bypass hose, I went ahead and put it on because I figured it might be easier to do it like this instead of trying to piece it in there after I put it in there. So just be thinking ahead of what's going to come up and see if you can do it before you find yourself in a tight situation. Alright, check back in when I get this done. Okay, check it out. I don't know if I pointed it out last time, but right there is where the idler pulley goes. I had to take it off so I could get access to that hose clamp down there. I did end up leaving the hose on there with the two hose clamps, but I just had to take off that idler pulley right there that you see. See the empty slot right there? That's where I ended up taking the idler pulley out so I could have access to that hose clamp right there. Filled it up with water. It went down a little bit because of the air bubbles, but it's holding steady. So I don't see any evidence of any water coming out. And I did this before I put everything back together because you don't want to have to take it apart again. So I got as far as I could putting the cooling system back together. Filled it up with water because I didn't want to have antifreeze in the system if I was going to have to drain it and find a leak somewhere. So I just put water in it for right now. I'm going to test run it after I put everything back together, see if there's any leaks, see if the water level stays the same, and then I'm going to drain it and fill it up with antifreeze, and she should be good to go. Alright, I'll check back in a little bit, and the light is out. It's nighttime already. I started at 3:30 about, so I'm not sure what time it is now. It gets dark early right now, so it's probably about 6:30 or so. So it's been about 3 hours, but I'm just running problems here and there. Address them as you go. So I'll check back in a little bit. So I got everything back on. Topped it off with water. You can see the water there. There it goes right there. You see the water. Topped it off with water. I'm going to leave this top cover off just so I can see back there without having to take anything off. I'm going to leave it off for a couple of days and see if I get any leaks or anything. See if this water level comes down. But like I said, I'm going to test drive it, and then I'm going to put antifreeze in it, and I'm going to still leave that cover off to see if it does leak, just so I can tell without, I don't have to keep taking that cover on and off. I might lose the screws or something, but got everything back together. I did take this damn light, and now the light went off. Okay. Yeah, I got a bad connection here. Stand by. Yeah, I did take this plate off right here. Took that bolt out. Took that bolt out. Took the cords off, the cruise control and the throttle, and just laid it back there just so it was out of my way. Another side note is all the bolts on the thermostat housing were 89 inch-pounds. That's 10 Newton meters. The throttle body, I think those are the same, 89 inch-pounds. So we'll see how this does in a couple of days. Hopefully there won't be any more entries on this. Alright.